Bison Football Show with Coach Tim Polasek. Brought to you by Gate City Bank for a better way of life. And Pepsi.
Polasek can boom from here. Let's see if they can pick something up. Is Penu in the flat, and Penu with a head of steam, and no one's going to catch him. Barika Penu, touchdown, North Dakota State, his first of the year. What a play call.
Nothing like it going on the road in conference play, Coach, and getting a big-time win to start off Valley play 1-0, and Barika turning on the Jets, getting into the end zone.
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, it was one of those not gotta-have-it moments, but it was 3rd and 7, and their tendency, you know, was to blitz and to play coverage. And it reminded me so much of 2014 national title when we threw the ball downfield. The screen is a little bit of the opposite, but really good play call and game planning by the offensive coaches.
Yeah, a little trip down memory lane 10 years later. Thankfully, this game not as stressful maybe as that final drive in the national championship game. He's Coach Tim Polasek. I'm Sam Neidermann. Welcome on in. It is the Bison Football Show here, presented by Gate City Bank and Pepsi. We're going to dig into all of it. That's certainly the way that you wanted to start off conference play overall for your team, Coach.
Yeah, just, you know, the team idea behind how we want to win, the complementary football, the fast start, and then I was really pleased with, you know, getting the third quarter addressed. You know, we hadn't been very good coming out of the locker room, and it just was really clean, really physical, you know, line of scrimmage play. I thought we were playing on their side of the line of scrimmage. Our skill guys were able to take advantage of that. Pass protection's been really good. Cam's taking advantage of that. And then defensively, like, you know, what a performance. You know, we need to go out there and try to make that the new standard. But overall, just super excited for the guys. To go on the road in the Missouri Valley versus a good team, you know, that's not easy. And we won pretty convincingly.
42-10, the final score as the Bison take it over Illinois State. Let's look back at our first half highlights presented by Gate City Bank. The Bison looking for their 13th straight win over the Redbirds. We pick things up. Opening series for the Bison. Marty Brown setting the tone early. Coach, 16-yard gain.
Yeah, the really good thing about this is our receivers getting involved. You know, he takes a shot there, but he dug out their support player in the safety, and then that created the crease.
5 plays later on the same series, 3rd down and 7 at the 23. Cam Miller dumping it in the flat. Joe Stuffle getting forward. He's got a first down to the 11. 12-yard gain there. And then to cap off the series on 2nd and 5 at the 7-yard line, Bryce Lance into the end zone to cap off an 11-play, 64-yard touchdown drive. The perfect way to start the game.
Yeah, it was a really big play on 3rd and 7 to get us down there deep. And we really liked this play, both into their pressure and away from it. And so really, really good game planning in the gold zone there.
NDSU defense would get a 3 and out, and then they would trade stops with Illinois State, get the ball back later on in the early part of the second quarter. Cam Miller with a scramble of 10 yards, getting a first down on 2nd down and 4. This series gobbled up 10 minutes to open the second quarter. 3rd down and 4. Cam connects with Braylon Henderson. Good to see him back out on the field for the Herd. 9-yard pickup for a first down. 3 plays later on 4th down and 1. Bison go for it at the Illinois State 30, and Marty picks up the first.
Yeah, just the offensive line controlling 1st and 2nd down. Cam being really efficient allows us to be in those 3rd and makeables.
Then from the 11, 2nd and 8, Cam with all day off play action. Mekhi Collins pulls down the touchdown catch. This capped a 16-play, 80-yard series, 10:06 off the clock.
Yeah, unbelievable protection. And then a great throw and catch, but really, Bryce Lance did a great job of staying active when he was matched, and that's really important, and he's the one that created that void in the defense.
Pick things up late in the second quarter. Illinois State, they got a couple of big plays to set up this touchdown, Coach.
Yeah, and it's always tough when you get inside the 2-3 yard line to stop somebody, but the explosive plays, you know, we have to limit those, but really tough concepts our defense faced prior to getting down there in the gold zone.
Last 2 minutes of the half, Cam Miller looking to make something happen, evading pressure, and then the ball gets poked free from behind. Fumble in the first turnover of the game for NDSU. That would give Illinois State the ball back, only trailing by 7, but Code Green does not waste any time getting the stop. Another 3 and out, capped by a Dylan Hendricks sack.
Yeah, really good, job of getting the ball back to us. You know, we used some timeouts there, but I thought that was one of Dylan's best pass rushes. And I thought the defensive front in the first half, they took what they worked on fundamentally all week and then applied it to the game the best we have yet. You know, as far as how we were going to attack Illinois State's pass protection.
Now, that was not the end of the Code Green pass rush as you take a look at the first half stats presented by Nodak Insurance Company. The Bison go into the halftime locker room with a 14-7 lead over Illinois State. Almost had a chance for a field goal there at the end of the half after getting the ball back. Unfortunately, kick wide right from 50 yards.
Yeah, but that was going to be tough. You know, from the 30-yard line, and that win that we were dealing with was going to be really hard. What I was really pleased with was the execution of timeouts, the execution of getting it to the 30-yard line on the completion of Bryce. And so just to have the opportunity to throw it out there and attempt the kick, I hope Eli stays confident because that was just a really tough deal. But really pleased with, you know, the 15 first downs. And at this moment in time, it doesn't feel like it's a 14-0 game. It feels much more than that.
Yeah, it was sticky as it went into halftime. Only a 7-point lead,
14-7.
But much more to come as the game went on in the second half. When we come back, highlights from the second half as the Bison bust things open. Stick with us here on the Bison Football Show.
Teamwork, talent, dedication, leadership. These values that win championships on the field, build community, improve lives, and make a difference every single day. For you, for our neighbors, for our community, for a better way of life. Gate City Bank.
We're all players in the waiting game. Whether that's for the day's first flight, the first shot, or the first retrieve. Entire off seasons of prep and practice all pointed at that singular moment each of us live for. First light. Because that's when it all becomes real. And it's finally your time to shine. Shields.
Hey, grab me one too.
Chronic wasting disease is 100% fatal in deer. Though rare now, it will continue to rise unless you help do something about it. Knowing its location is the key to managing chronic wasting disease. When hunting in the Northeast and Unit 3B2 this fall, plan to get your deer tested. Visit gf.nd.gov to find drop-off locations or request a self-sample kit and review the regulations. The responsibility falls on us all. Let's keep the deer herds healthy for future generations.
Parents can influence their child's behavioral health in a few simple ways. The first is really having ongoing conversation.
Role modeling positive behavior. Parenting starts at home, and those positive influences that a parent has rolls off on their children.
Sometimes just a simple question will get a child talking, and you might learn things about your child that you just didn't know about before. If you get to a difficult topic, that's where you can reach out to Parents Lead and look for some of that information that might help you navigate that difficult topic. And that's one of the benefits of Parents Lead.
Better starts with convenience. Better starts with trust. You can trust that your pre-approval is guaranteed on closing day, which is one less thing to worry about. Better starts with saving you money. No ATM fees and no minimum balances mean how you spend your money is up to you. Because at Gate City Bank, better starts with you. Gate City Bank, for a better way of life.
Welcome back to the Bison Football Show with Coach Tim Polasek. I'm Sam Neidermann. Good to have you along with us. We're looking back at the Valley opening win against Illinois State. Let's roll into our second half highlights presented by Gate City Bank. First play of the third quarter for the Bison, and Bryce Lance makes things happen. Little run after the catch, 15-yard pickup for the herd as they look to add on to their 14-7 lead. Then on a 3rd and 8, Illinois State brings pressure. Barika Penu gets loose. First touchdown of the year for BK.
Yeah, really good for him to get in the end zone, and it's not going to be his last. He's going to score some touchdowns for us this year. He's playing at a high level, too.
40-yard touchdown reception for Barika Penu out of West Fargo, Cheyenne. Able to make a man miss, and then the next thing you know, he is gone. 40-yard play. That made it 21-7 after the PAT. Bison defense back out on the field, and they make quick work once again. Another 3-and-out. This time, Loshaka Rokes gets home.
Yeah, we were hitting the quarterback and making him uncomfortable. And then right now, it's about that time where you're starting to make him one-dimensional, and defensive linemen love that.
Loshaka with his first full sack on the season. 7 and change to go in the third. Bison up by 14. Cam escaping, able to find Marty Brown in the flat, and Marty forward for a first down inside the Illinois State 25-yard line. He would cap off this drive on his own. More yards after contact, 14-yard touchdown.
Yeah, and there's some good adjustments going on there because they were beating us with an inside pressure, and we thought we could get behind it. And Marty makes a really good jump cut behind it. And I thought that was one of Cam's best plays, checking the ball down of the day to get us in that position.
Marty with the score, his 5th touchdown of the season. He would finish this game with 100 yards, back-to-back games over 100 for the redshirt freshman out of Omaha. So now it's 28-7 Bison. 4th down and 1 for Illinois State late third quarter, and Code Green says, not on our watch.
Yeah, the end of that play says it all, right? The excitement, the joy, 11 hats around the football, and then just unbelievable tackle by Logan Kopp, but really good job with gap control by Dylan Hendricks.
So the Bison getting the ball back, and they make good do with it. Marty Brown again carrying guys. This one had a whistle that came in to stop him with forward progress, but the effort did not stop, certainly, for Marty and the O-line.
Well, I was disappointed in the whistle because we hadn't stopped forward progress. And then, quite frankly, and then followed up by this play right here, I mean, you can see the surge and the effort and the enthusiasm the offensive line is playing with. It's just great effort and great team concept football.
It was old-school Bison football, 35-7 after another touchdown by Barika Penu, and then the Bison defense getting after it. First play of the fourth quarter, Eli Mostert, his 2nd sack of the game. Bison lead by 28. Cole Payton in at quarterback, zips it over the middle to Joe Stuffle. 21-yard gain on 3rd down and 7. And then next play, Cole making a play with his feet. His first touchdown of the season. See you later. 73 yards for the speedster out of Omaha.
Well, Cole was excited that he got over 20 miles per hour on that run. I was impressed with the 3rd down completion. I mean, for him to stand in there with that pressure, deliver a strike to Joe, and quite frankly, to get 2 first downs coming off the goal line and being backed up is really important.
42-10, the final score, as you see there. Checking the final stats presented by Nodak Insurance Company. Over 307 on the ground for your ball club coach, only 8 for Illinois State.
Just remarkable. I knew it was a low number, but when I got to the stats at the end of the game and preparing for the press conference, it's just really impressive stuff to hold a team to under 10 yards rushing is just really good. The thing is, like, we've established now that's got to be the standard. Not 8 yards, but just how we played team defense and with great passion and energy, and we were getting them knocked back, and that's what we're looking for. I think that's a closer look to who we really are compared to maybe the last 2 weeks.
Well, yeah, you look at this, I mean, Bison defense finishes not only that on the run game, but 5 sacks as well. D-line was getting in. Guys were flying around. You saw it in practice, Coach. We talked about that during the week. It seemed like the guys had an edge leading up to this one.
I just really worked hard at not just going through the mundane, the boring part of practice and doing the work. We were really intentional with our preparation, and it paid off. The guys, I thought the LJ and Nick Gazer, had a really good plan from an individual standpoint when they were in their little small groups and working at practice, and it carried over, and that's what you want, is to take the individual to team concepts to the game, and there was at least 10 to 20 examples of that, and that's what we're looking for as a coaching staff. What we put on film, has to be better and better every week from a technique standpoint.
Love to hear it. Only week 5 as well. One of those defensive linemen was our Nodak Insurance player of the game, Eli Mostert, getting it done. A place he likes to play. He had 3.5 sacks against Illinois State in 2021. Go figure he gets a couple more here in 2024.
On Tuesday we had a good-on-good period. I mean, our ones versus their ones. And wouldn't you know it, but the first play of that set, we have a fight breakout. And I kind of just stood back and said, let's let them go. All of a sudden that drill was super intense, and I said, we're on the right track already. And Eli was one of those guys that was kind of leading that charge along with his brother, along with Dylan Hendricks. We were just going to fight, and we were going to play with an unbelievable edge. And I like when we have an edge about us on defense because that carries over to all three phases of our football team.
You saw it from Eli at practice, saw it in the game. We were able to catch up with him afterwards. WDAY's Sam Getzinger chatting with the Bison captain, our Nodak Insurance player of the game.
Last time you were here, you had 3 sacks. Today you have 2 sacks. Is there something in the air here in Normal, Illinois that you just play well in?
I don't know. I like this field. It was a good feeling when I got here. Good weather, good place, and yeah, it was a little throwback to 2021, so it was nice.
Coach Polasek, couldn't believe you guys only gave up 8 rush yards. What did you think about that?
It was our game plan. We came in, we were getting talked about letting up the run, and we thought we were going to emphasize that a lot this week, and it paid off this week when we were working on it. So,
where's the confidence level right now after this one going into UND next week?
I think we're always really confident. You know, we're confident in ourselves, confident in our players. But yeah, it's going to be like every other week. We're going to go, hopefully go 1-0 every week, and we're going to prepare for a good team next week in North Dakota. So
great. Congratulations, Eli. Great job on that. Eli Mostert, our Nodak Insurance player of the game.
All righty, thanks, Sam. Coach Eli Mostert announces with his twin brother Will on New Year's Day he's coming back for one more round as a Bison, 6th-year player, a 2-time captain. What can you say about his presence for this ball club?
Well, there's a lot of things there, right? Like the leadership within the football team. But the one thing that I appreciate about Eli is just his intentional focus on his future, whether it's getting an opportunity in the NFL, but he's really done some cool things in the community and as far as internships and being really proactive with the Roger Maris Cancer, Foundation. Eli's been a rock. I think that Eli, every month, him and I have gotten closer and closer, and I hope he feels like I've got his back, and that's the kind of performance we need. Eli's had some chances in these first 4 games and just didn't finish the plays, and he finished on Saturday, and he was playing on edge.
Certainly a fun personality. I know he was having a good day today. Unfortunately, tough for the Pack as they come up short of that the comeback bid against the Vikings. But he's about as diehard of a Purple fan as it gets.
Yeah, they'll let me hear about it.
Yeah.
It's one of those deals. It's a long season. I really like the way the Packers fought at the end.
There you go. I like the optimism there, Coach. Long way to go for sure. Let's check out our Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota carry of the game. Stay a play ahead of your health when you carry blue. Find out how at bcbsnd.com. Coach, it's Cole Payton getting into the 4th quarter run, 73 yards, and as you said, over 20 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's always interesting when the defense chooses to pressure you, and he made the right decision to pull the ball, and now we're in the alley with a fast guy that can do something with the ball. And, really pleased with Cole getting an opportunity to play the whole 4th quarter at quarterback. And then on top of that, he made a big play on punt when we dropped the ball down there inside the goal zone. We actually called about 3 or 4 other plays where we thought he would get the ball, and it just didn't shake out that way. That's football. And he's been just an unbelievable teammate. He's been really good in that quarterback room. They have such a great relationship that they're always happy for each other.
Yeah, 10th career touchdown for Cole, over 20 yards or more. Certainly a home run hitter for the Bison. We're going to take another time out here on the Bison Football Show. When we return, it's time for our Olaf Anderson feature. We're chatting with Bison corner Jailen Duffie.
A better way of life is better days off and better nights in. Better hellos and better goodbyes. With locally approved, financed, and serviced home loans, Gate City Bank makes buying a home simple. Welcome home. Gate City Bank, for a better way of life.
At Shields, we're anglers, endlessly seeking and refining techniques. We're hunters and storytellers, because we've been out there. We're experts that put products and gear to the test, so we can share that knowledge with you. At Shields, we understand your outdoor journey and the path you're on, because we walk it too, every step of the way. Shields, right there with you.
When you carry blue, you get a devoted team backing you up, focused on you and your well-being, making it easier and affordable for you to make health a priority. When you carry blue, you get a health plan that anticipates your challenges, that's helping shape the future of healthcare. With more helpful tools and resources so you can get the most out of your benefits and focus more on living your best life. Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota. Carry blue. Carry on.
Welcome back to the Bison Football Show. Coach Polasek here, Sam Neidermann as well. Glad that you're with us. Let's take a look at this week's Olaf Anderson feature. We caught up with a freshman corner for the Bison, Jailen Duffie.
Bison fans have seen a healthy dose of Jailen Duffie on the field at the cornerback position. The redshirt freshman played one game in 2023, but saw no shortage of competition behind the scenes.
When I first got here, I was just ready to learn. I wasn't really worried about getting in the game, this, that, and that. I was just coming here to learn and do the best I can do and put out there what I can put out there.
Duffie learned against some of the best during practices, going head-to-head with strong Bison wide receivers in Zach Mathis and Eli Green.
Those guys helped me out a lot. I mean, just being here with all the great receivers we had, great receivers we have now, I've been learning fall camp practices, stuff like that, just iron sharpens iron.
In week one, he proved his iron is sharp, going one-on-one with one of the nation's top receivers in Travis Hunter.
It was all right. I thought it was good defense. It was just a better catch by the offensive guy, I did everything I can. There wasn't it's not like I was in bad position or anything like that. It was a great catch. It's a great catch.
Since then, Duffie has kept making plays for the Bison secondary.
We're just going to come together as a team, keep making tackles, do better in tackling and stuff like that, and just not have as much MAs as we did last game.
There you go. That's Jailen Duffie out of Illinois, Waukegan area. And, Coach, how have you seen the young freshman grow into his role with the Bison defense?
Well, one of the things that I appreciate most about Duff is he talked about showing up and being competitive and wanting to learn. He never talked about a timeline of getting on the field, so he's thinking right. And then when you watch him and you watch him operate, he's body language. He's a competitive guy. He's really driven by improvement. And when guys think that way early in their career, usually they get opportunity earlier than what maybe they would lay out as the plan, right? We ask guys to show up with a no timeline mindset. Just dive in to compete and prove and be tough. And that's what I appreciate about him. He represents our three core values daily.
Pretty cool to hear. We're excited to see what's next for him. Jailen Duffie, redshirt freshman, playing with Code Green and the Bison. We're going to take our last break of the show. When we come back, previewing the big game this Saturday, Bison against UND. Don't go anywhere.
Teamwork, talent, dedication, leadership. These values that win championships on the field, build community, improve lives, and make a difference every single day. For you, for our neighbors, for our community, for a better way of life. Gate City Bank.
Orthopedic pain is limiting. It's unpredictable. And when it disrupts the way you move, it disrupts the way you live. Life is better when you feel empowered to move the way you want, when you want. And that's where our experts come in. We're your guides to orthopedic and sports medicine treatment options that can manage your pain, rehab your injuries, and restore your confidence. Take back the freedom to move. Explore your orthopedic options at Sanford Health.
Life is full of beautiful moments. Adventure, fun, excitement, and sometimes the unexpected can happen. With Nodak Insurance, you can keep doing what you do. Use our technology to file claims quickly online, on your phone, or lean on our award-winning service team so you can get back to what matters, living life uninterrupted. Nodak Insurance. Agents with answers.
When
When you carry blue, you get a devoted team backing you up, focused on you and your well-being, making it easier and affordable for you to make health a priority. When you carry blue, you get a health plan that anticipates your challenges, that's helping shape the future of healthcare, with more helpful tools and resources so you can get the most out of your benefits and focus more on living your best life. Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota. Carry blue. Carry on.
Chronic wasting disease is 100% fatal in deer. Though rare now, it will continue to rise unless you help do something about it. Knowing its location is the key to managing chronic wasting disease. When hunting in the Northeast and Unit 3B2 this fall, plan to get your deer tested. Visit gf.nd.gov to find drop-off locations or request a self-sample kit and review the regulations. The responsibility falls on us all. Let's keep the deer herds healthy for future generations.
All right, back at it here on the Bison Football Show, and we're gearing up. It is officially rivalry week now. NDSU and UND this Saturday inside the Dome. Kickoff at 2:30. And Coach P, this is certainly a game that means a lot to everybody around this state.
Well, that's for sure, right? I mean, on so many different levels. After the game, I must have had 2 or 3 people say, hey, Coach, big one coming up, and their families are split. You know, the husband cheers for one team and the wife cheers for another. And so we recognize, you know, especially as a staff, how big of a deal this is across the state of North Dakota. And then I will say this, too, like whenever you're playing a game that's going to have a little bit extra push behind it, it's really important that we have great emotion, but we don't get emotional during this game and play the full 60 minutes, play Bison football. And if we do that for 60 minutes with the right intent, I really like our chances.
Oh, we're going to have a packed house as well. How about a message for Bison Nation to get in there?
Yeah, I think get there and be loud and be proud, right? Like get there early. Let's have the whole deal. Because I can tell you this, when our kids show up on Saturday morning, it's going to be in their hands. We're going to work extremely hard as a staff and in preparation this week in practice to where our players know the game plan inside and out, and it's time for them to go do it. And anytime that dome is buzzing and there's that hum in there and early on that first third down, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a fist fight, but we'd like to put our hands up when the bell rings and go out there and challenge them.
Let's get it on. These are the ones you live for. Top 10 matchup, rivalry game, conference game. You cannot beat it. We will see you on Saturday at the Dome. Coach, always appreciate it. Thank you for the time tonight.
Yeah, you got it. And go Bison.
You got it. He's Coach Tim Polasek. I'm Sam Neidermann. I hope you guys enjoyed. We will see you on Saturday for the Bison against UND. A big thank you to our entire WDAY crew. Producer and director Mike Capel heading up our ship. We'll be back with you every Sunday night here on WDAY 1035 and on the NDSU Athletics YouTube page. So for one last time, for Coach P, I'm Sam. Take it easy. Go Bison. We'll see you on Saturday.
Today's Bison Football Show with Coach Tim Polasek has been presented by Gate City Bank for a better way of life and Pepsi.
This has been an exclusive presentation from Learfield.